Awesome. Not often you get to see lions sitting right up on top of a termite mound in the golden light of the setting sun. So it gives them a pretty good vantage point. You can see that female in the middle there. Actually, those two females are staring at a small group of impalas in the right on the southern end of this open area around the airstrip, licking their chops. Hi guys. You see how look at that lioness, big stretch. But you just look at their body language. That is a very focused cat. The male lion sitting on the other side of the termite mound still seems quite distracted. Sean, I wish I knew. Sometimes lions are very difficult to understand. With all those buffaloes on Juma, they should be there. Look at that light in his eyes. This is the right time of the day to be sitting watching lions. You can see what we mean by golden hour. Sean, I think these lions might be distracted with the prospect of smaller but more plentiful meals at the moment with all these impalas hanging around. Yeah, standing right on top there. True king of the castle at the moment. So even oh, big yawn. Oh, the flies are so big, yawn. Oh, awesome. Oh, those flies are pesky. It's this time of the year, this end of summer, all the fly larvae have hatched and they're all over the place. Looks like they're all climbing down now. Watch them greet each other. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Oh, they do look after their social bonds very well, don't they? Maybe a claw came out there, eh? Kind of making themselves look nice and cuddly, but in this case looks very deceiving. So we've got another one, and that young male moving in from the far side. So this male is sort of in that age at the moment, probably more around the 3-year mark. Just judging by the size of his mane, that's starting to come through there. Now you'll notice his behavior compared to the lionesses. When they were greeting each other, he just kind of walked past them and flopped down, which kind of shows things to come, where he'll eventually move off on his own, and these 3 females are more than likely going to stay together. Visual of these lions performing for us this afternoon. She has just run and jumped up into a tree, giving her a brilliant opportunity to scan these open areas behind us. She hasn't done a very good job of concealing herself because there's a whole herd of impalas staring at her now. I think she's just realized her mistake. not the most eloquent climbers. Elegant might have been the word I was looking for. I'm going to come and climb on top of this termite mound, I think. They are just showing off today. What are we going to choose here? Termite mound or tree? This is a 10 out of 10 lion sighting, Lindsay. We've got one running off behind us, chasing some impalas, upsetting their evening. Got one in a tree, one on a termite mound. Let's see what this male does. He's just walking up to the bottom of the tree there, but... Oh, he's gonna go. Awesome. I can't believe it. Oh, you see how clumsy they are in the trees? If you should sit here and watch leopards, look, he's trying to use his chin to climb up there. If you had to watch a leopard doing this, it would be a lot more impressive, I promise. It is very cool to see lions up in a tree. See how he's kind of confused himself now as to how he got into the situation. Our Laramoa leopards are much better climbers in general. I think they spend a lot more time in trees. They climb them when they're very young. And I think they just know the right route up and the right route down. They're also not as big, which helps when you climb. Lions are big and heavy, quite clumsy because of that. So their climbing is not as good as a leopard. Leopards also have a special joint in their ankle or in their wrist that allows their wrist to be a lot more stable when they're walking along a branch. So there's not as much sideways movement, and that makes them much better climbers. Well, I think that did you see it a lot in the Mara before, which is quite interesting. I think up there lions might do it a lot more because of the tsetse flies that you get, and I think them jumping up and sleeping in a tree keeps them a little bit more out of reach of the tsetse flies. And we don't have tsetse flies here, so our lions don't climb trees as much. So when they do, we get very excited like I did earlier on. She's getting very upset with him and she wants to get down. Some elephants screaming down to the south. Sound very upset. What a way to end the day. We've got lions in a tree, elephants screaming to the south, impalas snorting to the north, and shortly a full moon rising. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you in the morning.